If you want to take better photos with less effort, there are 3 steps you need to take. Today, we're going to break each one of these down and how to practically apply them to your life. First, let's ask the question, what does effortless photography even mean? I've made several videos now about the effortless photography idea, and the term doesn't matter nearly as much as the principle. Effortless has been one of my key priorities since the beginning. And this is what effortless means to me. Being able to take photos without interfering or ruining the moment. Being able to take pictures and still be present and enjoy life. And being able to take pictures without trying so hard. So it sounds great, but it still begs the question, how do we do this? Step 1. Master your camera. Your camera is not simply a camera. If you want to make photography effortless, you have to learn to treat your camera as an extension of your body. This is our main weapon, our sword, our basketball, our soccer ball. It's a part of us, not just some fancy accessory we hang around our necks. So if you find yourself wasting time fiddling with settings, having trouble lining things up, you've not yet mastered your camera and your camera isn't a part of you. Which means photography takes more effort than is necessary. You're still thinking before you're taking a photo, and you're missing the moment because you're not paying attention. So how do we make our camera a part of us? Here are 3 quick steps. 1. Find the camera that suits you and use it. A lot. For me, it's of course the X100 series. Many other cameras are too big and bulky, especially for my hands. I like having something small and casual that I can bring everywhere, and I love the focal length. So you have to find something where the build, size, and quality and looks fits your lifestyle and your preferences. 2. Find your preferred settings. Whether you like shooting fully auto, fully manual, or aperture priority or whatever, find the settings that work for you. 3. Keep taking photos until it's easy. As you continue to use your camera, little by little, it will become easier. You'll get used to all the dials, the settings, the functions. You'll understand your preferences, how to make a photo look like how you want it to, and how to capture the moment accordingly. And sometimes you'll even be able to predict what a picture will look like before even taking it. That's the stage we want to get to, because that's when photography becomes effortless. That's when our camera feels like the back of our hand and we're not thinking so much anymore. We're just present, taking photos. So that's a basic rundown of the first step towards effortless photography, mastering your camera. Moving on. Step 2. Master your eye. A saying you'll sometimes hear when photographers compliment other photographers is, you have a good eye, which basically means you're very observational. You take good photos, you pay attention well, you see the hidden moments of life. And master your eye is important in photography because your photos are literally what you see. Being able to translate what you see into a picture is literally photography in a nutshell. So how do we master our eye? Something I've learned with my time in photography is that I'm not in control of the scene. I don't create what happens in the outside world. Things happen of their own accord by circumstance and by colliding elements. And I'm just an observer, one that happened to be in the right place at the right time. Now, I could certainly shake things up, get into people's faces, and cause things to happen. But that's not me, and that's not my photography. And obviously, you can debate that you can train your eye to be more observant, pay more attention to obvious shapes, patterns, and other things in the real world, but that's not what we're talking about here. What I mean is that the only real thing I can control is when I press the shutter and camera settings, but that's it. So what does this mean? This means that I don't control what captures me. I can't control what stands out to me, what I pay attention to, what I see. Those are just things in the external world that I notice, which means you can't train your eye to see better photos because your eye already sees the photo. And if you can just capture that, then you're in good hands. So your job is just to follow your eye and pay attention to what it pays attention to. And the more you follow your eye, the better an observer you become. You realize there are tons of interesting things that your eye pays attention to that your mind didn't notice. And you'll take a picture here and you'll take a picture there, but you are not looking, you're just following. Does that make sense? You learn to master your eye by following where your eye naturally goes to, which should result in a process that's very natural. It's intuitive, easy, effortless. Let these things happen. Step 3. Master your life. It's not as deep as it sounds. I just couldn't think of a better word for this section other than life, so that's what we're stuck with. The final step towards taking better photos with less effort is to master your life. What do I mean by this? I mean that if you've been taking photos for any period of time now, you'll notice that your best and favorite memories and most interesting memories come from the things you've done. Some of those things are basic and boring. Some of them aren't even that good, but they're still interesting to you because they remind you of all the things that you've done leading up to that photo and after that photo. Because whether or not it was a photo you took on a camping trip last summer or a simple photo you took in a hangout with some friends, a photo isn't just a photo. A photo is a proxy for everything that happened in the photo, everything that led up to the photo, and everything after. Let me give you an example. This is a photo I took recently at Coachella 2024. It's called Dunkaroo. Dunkaroo is when a person dunks their head into ice water while being held up by two friends. He or she holds their head for any sort of time period underwater while the people around them chants Dunkaroo. Once that person is done, he or she comes out and chugs a beer or a seltzer through this long funnel. And then everyone cheers. So this photo is a representation of this. I like this image because you have to think a little bit about it, and you have to know a little bit about the context behind it as well. You can tell the guy is being held up, but you have no idea why. And there are also some little clues in the picture itself, like the funnel being held by this other guy. And based on the elements in the photo, you have to piece together what they're doing, why they're doing it, etc. And of course, it makes more sense with the full context. But the point is, this photo isn't just the picture itself. It's a proxy that represents all those other things we just talked about that come with the photo. That story being a journey of people, festival goers, campers, drinking and having fun early in the morning before they embark on a weekend of music, excitement, and drugs. Make sense? So how does this apply to effortless photography? It applies because this photo was taken in the context of my life, meaning I wouldn't have gotten this photo if I didn't go to Coachella, and I wouldn't have gone to Coachella if I wasn't interested in the music, had friends that were going, etc. Which means that many of the great photos that I've taken over the years are simply a record of things that have happened in my life along my travels. I'm not going to these places to get good photos. I'm just living life and taking photos along the way. That's what it means to master your life. Find the things that you're interested in, find the things you like to do, and learn to pay attention to places you go normally on a daily basis. And then just take pictures. And you realize that many great pictures just come from doing things to begin with. It's like that common phrasing, right? They say art imitates life, meaning you have to live a life to make art. So if you want more exciting photos, do more exciting things. If you want more simple photos, do more simple things. And if you aren't happy with your photos, change your environment, because life itself is the source of these moments that we want to capture. And photography is just an extension of that. So that's what I mean by master your life. All right, let's wrap this up. If you want to take better photos with less effort, here are 3 steps to master. Step 1. Master your camera. Your camera is your main tool and should feel like a part of your body. If it's not, photography is by default effortful because everything just takes effort. Step 2. Master your eye. Your photos are simply an extension of your eye. And if you want to master your eye, learn to follow your eye. Pay attention to what it pays attention to and you'll have your picture. Step 3. Master your life. If photographs are an extension of your life, you must master your life. Meaning, get your life in shape. Start doing the things you want to do. Start living the life you want to live, and good photos will naturally come out of that process. So that's it. Those were 3 steps to taking better photos with less effort. I hope you enjoyed this. If you found it helpful, please do share this video with a friend who also might need this. Also, do check out The Sinking Sun. It's my latest photography zine that I did, ironically, spend a lot of effort on. And while you're at it, you can follow the link down below for a free 4x6 print if you haven't gotten one yet. Thanks for watching. As always, have a wonderful day. Peace.